Are you planning to get married, or are you already navigating the challenges of marriage? Welcome to class. We shall be talking about the truth about what Christian wives go through in their marriages. So, as somebody who is planning to get married, this topic is good for you so that you know what you're going into, not to scare you about marriage. Marriage is a wonderful thing, a wonderful partnership. However, different people have different opinions about marriage. Others say marriage is good, marriage is bad, marriage is hell, marriage is heaven, marriage is sweet, marriage is bitter, marriage is sour. You know, whatever your opinion about marriage is, I know what brought you into that opinion is probably the challenge that you went through in that specific relationship with that person. However, today we want to explore those challenges, especially as regards to Christian wives. I being one of the Christian wives, so I'm speaking from a point of experience because I am a Christian wife of 14 years. Yes, this year I'm making 14 years in marriage. I'm celebrating 14 years of overcoming my challenges and growing stronger. If you're new here, welcome. I am a team, and in this channel I do videos about faith, business, family, relationship, and everything related to our everyday life. You get to learn it here. So if this sounds like the kind of content you would love to watch or listen to, subscribe to the channel and also turn on your notification bell. This topic is so serious that I have written a whole book full of the challenges that we go through. And I hope that you'll be blessed as we share, not scaring you. I just have one page of the challenges because I think why I have one page of the challenges, most of the things actually that I wrote as challenges, they seem not to be challenges, but they are just points of difference in opinion. Today we are discovering the unspoken truths and realities about being a Christian wife. There is a picture that the society paints on Christian marriages that to my opinion, I feel it is being unfair to the Christian wives. You know, there is this picture that society paints. They assume that like a Christian wife cannot err, a Christian wife should walk step by step according to what the Bible has said. They will never make any mistake, and if by coincidence or by any bad luck somebody makes a mistake, they are criticized to the extent that it seems like they are the only reason as to why their marriage is failing, which is not right. It is not right. That is being judgmental. That is judgment. And the Bible says, you who judges, you will also be judged. So I feel that the society is being so strict and judgmental on Christian women. What I'm speaking is basically my opinion according to the way I've seen things, with the time I've spent as a child of God, fellowshipping with other Christians and interacting with other Christians. I have seen that most Christian women go through this, and this pressure is actually coming from the society. But I also feel like it is kind of also related to our culture as people of African race. Our culture has always put women in this I don't know, I don't want to sound rude, but we have put women maybe to be like children, that they don't have to make either decisions, or they just have to follow by, to just follow by without making any decision. And anytime a woman raises up, maybe just to speak out how they feel, it is taken like it is an offense, or it is an attack on the man, or an attack on the marriage. I hope I'm clear. So I guess that sort of mindset, it comes all the way from our culture, and now it just ascends into the Christian way of living, the Christian culture, and everything is just, too much holisticated. If my English is Englishing, that is the best way I can try to explain it. You make the marriage of a Christian wife and a Christian man look so holy to the extent that they should never err. There is no gap for error. If they can make it, well and good. But if they err, give them a chance to rebuild themselves. Don't judge. Leaving that aside, these are the real things that Christian wives go through. Number one, let's talk about the importance of mutual submission. The society does not preach mutual submission. Our society preaches submission on one side only, that a woman should submit to her husband. That's what the society is preaching. It makes it sound like because submission is not there, that is why families are not thriving. Well, to some extent it may be true, but also to some extent it's false. Because when you look at these workshops, the women workshops, the women conferences, name them, they preach submission. Submit your husband, listen to your husband, do this. But families are still not doing well. Families are still facing challenges. Why don't we change the approach? Why don't we change the approach? If you know the best approach to this problem, comment it in the comment section. How best should we preach the submission issue? Since the time I was born, I have listened to women submit your husband. Over all those years, I'm growing old and families are still having challenges. Is it still the problem of submission, or it's something else? I don't know. Educate me. We are learning. Today we are in class. We are in class today. While on the other side, as the society is preaching submission every time, this Christian woman in her heart, she is crying out loud that I hope my husband, my partner, can lead our family with love and care. I wish I can feel that leadership of love and care in our family. Maybe our family will be better. She's seeing this man as a man who is not loving, not caring. There is a difference between loving, caring, and just being a provider who just brings food and dumps in the house, and you're not emotionally connected to your family, and you're not caring, buying food alone. I'm not saying that it's bad, but it's not enough. Be present providers, be affectionate providers, caring providers. Food brought in a home accompanied with so many bitter words, that food is not enjoyable. If your spouse attacked you the previous day, abused you, if your spouse is cheating, if your spouse is doing so many dubious things to you and they bring food in the house, that food does not taste good. If this person is a leader in church, maybe a pastor, a church elder, a deacon, whatsoever, it makes things even more difficult for this woman because she's challenged to protect the spouse. She is challenged to be quiet, not to make sins or to cause sins around the husband's life. Yes, and yet on the other hand, she's dying inside. She needs help. She needs counseling. Sometimes even when they go for counseling in church, they can't open up to talk the deep issues about their marriage because of the belief system around, because of this fake submission that the society has formed around women. Yes. Number 2, the challenge of balancing biblical roles and modern expectation. It is another big one for the Christian wives. As religion or church is preaching men being providers, women being nurturers and caretakers, homemakers, the society is shouting loud equality, where a woman is supposed to bring 50-50 provision or 100-100 provision, where a woman is expected to nurture 100% and also bring in financial support. And we all know in our African setting, the society has always viewed men as providers and not homemakers. So you cannot expect your husband to come back and cook. There are few who cook if they want. You can't expect the husband to come and take care of children, cook food, clean up the house, do all those things, do those feminine duties. They cannot, because they are wired with masculine energy. And because of that, this has really become a challenge to this Christian wife. As you're trying to meet the biblical role, the society is shouting another role. So it is a challenge. It is quite a challenge to the Christian wife. And with this new trend of full-time pastors, full-time ministers, a Christian minister who is 100% devoted to church work, they don't have any other source of income. From morning up to evening, the father, the provider of the house, is in church. He's moving in Christian missions, but he has not sorted out the financial aspect of his family at home. So this wife is left oppressed and feeling exhausted of providing and doing the nurturing role, and there is nowhere she can go and talk this about. She may be probably told, you're against God's will. You know, it is God who is using your husband. It's God who is sending him for those missions. It's God who is at church doing church work. He's not taking care of his family. He's not providing for the family. He's busy. And these are Christian homes. And nobody is talking about this. If the man is a street preacher, from morning up to evening he's preaching in the street. He has 5 children or 8 or even 10 children. The children don't have food, their medical bills, The house rent is not paid, the husband is preaching. This Christian woman is at home praying in tongues, believing God to provide, and she gets frustrated. She gets frustrated and there is nowhere she can run to, because the society believes the husband is serving God. Is forgetting that the same God is serving says, he who does not provide for his family is wicked. You should provide for your family members. Another big one, that is number 3 now, the need for self-care and spiritual growth. Being a Christian wife doesn't mean that you sacrifice your well-being. You ignore taking care of yourself, your body, how you look. You know, sometimes we read scriptures while skipping them. You know, God is saying, women, you should not be obsessed with your outlook, but no, the Bible says you should not be obsessed. Not that you shouldn't take care of yourself. Don't be obsessed. As you look smart, also spiritually, take care of your spiritual well-being. Yes? But it was not a denial for you not to take care of yourself. As you prosper in your spiritual life, also take care of your body. Look good. Look clean. Women, we are created to be beautiful and attractive. Being a Christian wife does not mean you ignore your looks, you start dressing anyhow, you live a shabby life. No. Love God, be clean, body and spirit. Be clean. Be clean in the mind, be clean in the body, and also be clean in your spirit. Number 4 is the reality of marital struggles and imperfections. Even Christian marriages face challenges. There is a tendency of the society painting Christian marriages as being struggleless. Like you'll be there, you will not have any struggles, you will enjoy marriage like you're in heaven. No. This habit of society looking at Christian marriages as though for them they are not supposed to have problems, and when a Christian marriage is faced with a challenge, they judge and criticize like it shouldn't have happened. It is very wrong. Some of these challenges come to strengthen these marriages. Some of these challenges come to give them experiences so that they can mentor other marriages having gone through that experience and overcome it. You know, sometimes the society looks at it like when a Christian marriage is going through a challenge, it means those people are not supposed to be together. That is wrong. That is a wrong belief, or that is a misconception. Even the best of the best matched couples, they face challenges. As a Christian wife, you have to know that challenges will always be there. We shouldn't base on what the society expects of us, perfection. It is not there in a Christian marriage. The only thing is that when you get a challenge, be quick to forgive and move on. If the challenge is so big that you can't handle it alone, seek help. Go for counseling so that you are helped. Don't die alone in that house, in that marriage, in the names of how will the society see me? How will the people out there feel when they see that maybe my marriage is not working out? No. Seek help where need be. Another challenge is navigating in-law relationships. Hey, that one is a big one for the Christian wives. You know, when you get married as a Christian, we always have this tendency when we come into marriage, we think that the way we love God, the way we love our husband is the very way our in-laws will love us. Yes, sometimes it is good to come with that expectation that you'll be loved, but also have an open mind that in case your in-laws show fire at you, you have a proof that you will not get burnt. You have a fireproof, let me call it like that, a fireproof that the bullets that are coming from your in-laws will not harm you. You should have self-control, because it may never be the case even if your in-laws are Christians or born again. They will have their own family dynamics that may not allow them to completely love you. Or, just like any family where there are very many people, challenges are bound to be there. Just as you're going to struggle to adjust with your husband until you reach a moment of time where you now accommodate each other and live a mutual relationship as friends, as partners, as everything. Even with your in-laws, you may still have to face the reality of the challenges of this in-law relationships. Sometimes not all of them are like that. Sometimes some in-laws are really very good people. They adjust easily. They can accommodate your weaknesses as their daughter-in-law, and then you also accommodate theirs, and you find yourself in a mutual relationship. But others, it can be a complicated relationship between you and your in-laws. So as a Christian wife who is coming in, you may fast, you may pray, but your in-laws may still reject you. So it shouldn't frustrate you. You give it time. Have self-control. At an appointed time, everything will settle. Challenge number 6 is balancing homemaking and personal passions. Some Christian wives are called to be homemakers. Others have passions for career. So balancing between your family responsibilities and your career can sometimes be very challenging, especially if you don't set systems that are workable in place when it comes to a time when you actually have children. You find that it is more challenging than you expected, because your children will need you. You need to nurture the children, to teach them, to grow them, and also you need to pursue your career. And these are all important things because we are called to fulfill different purposes. If you feel you're called to do homemaking, you maybe probably identify the career that allows you to work at home as you touch up the home responsibilities or otherwise. But it is another area that is frustrating to very many Christian wives. Imagine if you're a Christian wife, your mother, your husband is a servant of God, and you also have ministry work to do. You have to support him, and then you have a career. You can see how you'll be torn apart with so many things on your head or in your head that you have to pursue. It's not easy. Some people give up the career in the first years of their marriage as they grow their children, and then later they go back to career when the children are grown up. Other people go for career, and whatever works for you, God will always give you the grace to find out what works best. What's very important is that at a time like that, when things are so jumbled up, try to seek God to give you guidance so that you don't mess up your family or your marriage. Another thing that career comes with is long distance work. You find that you're working thousands of kilometers away from your family, your husband is in another place, your children are in another place, and you yourself, you're also working in another place. That is also another dynamic of career. It is another challenge, but God has always given us the wisdom if we seek it. Number 7 is navigating expectations versus reality. The way Christians always tend to view marriage, sometimes this kind of perception or view of marriage sometimes can lead to unrealistic expectations. Because as a Christian, if you view your marriage like you're going to get married and you come with an idealized view of your marriage being perfect without any stain, that is being unrealistic. That is having an unrealistic expectation, because where man is with flesh, error is abound. So you cannot come with that kind of view or perception about marriage, that you're getting married and your marriage is going to be perfectly perfect. I'm not a prophet of doom, but I assure you, give room for marriage to flow in a way that God has planned it. If God meant you to go through something and it is maybe something to grow you or to learn from, let allow yourself to flow. However, having said all that, marriage is beautiful. Marriage is a good thing. Marriage is a wonderful partnership. If we create a balance between our lives and our expectations, knowing that we are humans who are bound to error, we are not perfect, and with the love of God in us, we can soar in marriage.